The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good Thursday morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. Today in the crew, you got me, Ed, and we got Miss Brittany. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning.
And then we got Pedro. Good morning, Pedro.
What up, guys? Happy Conspiracy Thursdays.
Well, we did a lot of conspiracy stuff last night, but not a whole lot going on today.
Conspiracy Theory Thursday. I think the millionaires bought the election because they knew that they could pay this guy money and he'll do what they want.
Hey, that is a good one. That one and another one. But hey, that's true. I think the one that calls himself the shadow president might just be the one that just bought everything off.
He's definitely trying to pull a lot of strings.
Wait a minute. He calls himself the shadow president? That sounds like a super villain. I don't know how I like this.
Well, he actually says co-president.
Yeah,
he actually said co-president. Yeah, he says co-president. So
hey, just imagine both of them in the back in the Oval House, just holding hands. Hey, Elon. Hey, Don.
Fighting over, they
have a bromance. They have a whole bromance going.
I wonder if they're fighting who's going to sit at the Resolute desk.
Oh yeah, with their big old egos. But yeah, that's funny though. That is funny to me. It's crazy. It is funny, you know.
Well, I hear you.
Shutdown, right? I heard something about a shutdown. You know.
Well,
I heard about that.
It's shutting down tomorrow because Trump and Musk want to raise the debt ceiling. Yeah, they want to raise the debt ceiling under Biden, and if not, then they're going to go ahead and shut down.
Oh, you know what? You know why? It's because when they raised the debt ceiling, they say it was a Biden thing. It was not a Trump thing. And he's gonna, that means he's giving us signs that he's about to rack up our debt.
But I mean, I hate to go here, Pedro. He did raise the debt ceiling when he was in office. Okay?
Yes, 2016. But he don't want to do that mistake again.
Hey, it is what it is. So
it's petty. It sounds petty, right? It sounds petty.
It is. I mean, it really is. I mean, so it's a lot of crazy stuff going on the planet. That's for sure. So
yeah, but just to talk about people getting affected. Do you think like veterans, people on Social Security or SNAP programs might get infected? Like we can move away from the election subjects, but get into a little bit of the I guess in the vines, I guess, you know, the little inner workings. You think some of those things might slow down?
Well, I mean, when they shut down the government, basically all federal employees, they don't get paid. They're basically working for free at that point. I mean, they get their money back, they back pay at that point by the time they get it, right? But I mean, depending on how long it's shut down, it could affect Social Security and all that kind of stuff.
Even national parks and all those rangers and stuff like that, right?
all of them, federal employees,
Homeland Security guys, and we got these drones flying around.
All of that. All of that.
All right, another conspiracy: flying things are crafts from Elon Musk. I don't know. I don't know. He's shutting
Uh,
down the government so those things could take over. I don't know. Conspiracy Thursdays, guys. I don't know.
uh,
I'm just throwing things out there. I'm just throwing things out there. You know.
right. So
But
anyway, I thought George was. Go
mhm.
ahead. Go ahead and
Go
finish
ahead.
up.
Well,
Well, I was make up our mind.
now go ahead. Go ahead. Let me jump over here and make sure he's not on the back.
Well, I mean, again, I thought he was going to be here because he actually gave me this first article this morning. Uh, I did hear about it from one of our tech guys. You know who I'm talking about, that other gentleman down there in Texas. But he was telling me about this, and he was trying to, make sure we did some uh, tech maintenance, if you will, security maintenance, whatever. So anyway, this is some crazy stuff right here. Go ahead and let's play this one and get this conversation out the way.
Today on Coffee Time, we're discussing navigating the risks of cyber intrusions. Recent revelations about Chinese state-sponsored hackers targeting U.S. telecommunications infrastructure have highlighted the vulnerabilities in our digital landscape and the importance of proactive cybersecurity measures. The threat at a glance. A hacking group identified as Salt Typhoon has executed sophisticated breaches into major U.S. telecom providers, compromising vast amounts of sensitive data. The stolen metadata includes call logs, text messages, and precise location details, posing significant privacy and security risks for millions of Americans. How to protect yourself. While governments and corporations work to enhance cybersecurity, individual users play a critical role in safeguarding personal data. Here are some practical steps. Use encrypted communication. Opt for applications like Signal, WhatsApp, or iMessage that provide end-to-end encryption, ensuring that your conversations remain private. Enable two-factor authentication, 2FA. Activate 2FA on all accounts to add an extra layer of protection. Whenever possible, use an authentication app or hardware token rather than SMS-based verification, which is susceptible to SIM swapping. Keep software updated. Regularly update your device's operating system and applications to patch vulnerabilities and stay protected against known exploits. Avoid public Wi-Fi for sensitive tasks. Public networks are insecure and can expose your data. If necessary, use a reputable virtual private network, VPN, to encrypt your internet activity. Beware of phishing attempts. Be cautious with links and attachments from unknown sources, as these can deliver malware to your device. Monitor your accounts. Set up alerts for unusual account activity and regularly review statements to quickly detect unauthorized access or transactions. Use strong, unique passwords. Employ complex passwords and manage them securely using a reputable password manager. Limit app permissions. Review and restrict app permissions to reduce the risk of exposing unnecessary data. Looking ahead, a collective responsibility. While individual efforts are essential, combating large-scale cyber threats demands collaboration among governments, telecommunications providers, and technology companies. Strengthening cybersecurity infrastructure and adopting robust defensive measures are critical to addressing these evolving challenges. How do you protect yourself in the digital age? Are we doing enough to secure our telecommunications infrastructure? Share your insights and experiences. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, be honest. I mean, I think it's jacked up that they're doing all this. I mean that's one reason I do like my iPhone because of the iMessage and stuff like that. But I mean, does that still work? The encryption, whatever, Pedro, of his iPhone, calling iPhone and stuff like that.
Well, the messages are end-to-end encrypted. Um,
Right.
yeah, to device. Honestly, you know how you could go to your provider and get your messages logged that you sent out, when you need them for court or
Right.
law
Right. Right.
enforcement tasks. So if they're encrypted on the air, but they're not encrypted in when they get in this system that transfers them to the next device, like this online, They can get compromised in the terms of it going that way, if
Right.
they're
Well, I
compromised.
mean, let me rephrase my question again. I'm good with the message part, right? Because I mean,
Yes. Hmm.
I'm saying because what they mentioned in there was, your phone calls and phone logs, right? Is that's within Apple? Is that also encrypted?
The logs, yes. The calls, I don't think they're encrypted.
Okay.
Calls are going over the satellite type software. It's not like it's sending data, but it's not like sending your data like messages, your bank app would and stuff like that. They're always shooting out passwords because they need to get in the system, and shit like and stuff like that. But it's always good to protect yourself though, going to your settings and turn off certain things like location, see what apps are tracking your location and things like that. I know they mentioned the application Signal, and Signal it encrypts it and sends it out. And when it goes through our telecom systems, it's encrypted, meaning it will be jailbridged to the uh to the cell phone company, to anyone that views it until it gets to the other phone, and they have the decryption key and stuff like that. Like boom, you know what I mean? I
Right.
used to use
Well,
this before this was cracking and stuff like that. I was been using some apps like that let you encrypt messages and all that because everything is watchable, man. Somehow, if it's not
well,
encrypted.
they say
Back
where the
then, it
big,
wasn't.
from what I did when I was looking at the research on it.
Hmm.
Of course, it's not an article, but basically they were saying, iPhone to iPhone were good. Android to Android were good is when we cross over. When we like an iPhone sends a message to an Android, then that one can be exposed. You know
Is
what I'm
that
Oh,
why
saying?
they
okay.
tell you to use things like Signal? So, like, let's
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that,
Hmm.
you're like, I have an iPhone and somebody else has an Android. So, the best thing to do is use like Signal or WhatsApp so it's encrypted. But
Yeah.
then, even if
But there's a but there though. You know,
Okay.
the but is that yes, Signal is will be better to use. I met WhatsApp, Messenger, and other messaging applications. Yeah, they do say they're encrypted, right? Into an encryption, right? But they're not encrypted to them, like the Meta company. Because if they needed that type of info, they're able to get it off their servers and stuff. Or somebody hacks them, they could have all that, you know. So there is caveats. You gotta understand. Um, there you go. Sorry, Bray, I added you. I knew something happened, but I was just saying, Britt, that like Messenger, WhatsApp, and other ones like that, you have to kind of be aware that yeah, they say it's encrypted and it might be encrypted to a stranger, but not them. They're able to go
well,
directly.
then like, let's say, I don't know, I commit a crime or whatever, and I'm using Messenger, so the police could ask for that, and Meta can hand over my data, or how does that? Because I
Yeah,
know for like the iPhones, I remember in that San Bernardino shooting, like they couldn't get into those two people's phones, and Apple was like, no, we're not going to help you get in to their phones.
yeah, because yeah, Apple has put like it takes security seriously. So when you try to unlock your phone, if you have experienced a few times when you do it a few times incorrectly, you get phone is locked down for 1 minute. You do it again, phone is locked down 5 minutes. You do it again, 15. You do it again, 30, and then again 60. Right? And then the iPhone has a feature when you get to the 10th one, it starts erasing itself, and that's what I have on, you know, and stuff. But just beware; it will start deleting, But sometimes it's better to have something like that, because what we have in our phones, we have applications like our bank app, savings, checking. other communication things that we use, other even like Robinhood that you could enter saying stock and then even take out money. You know what I mean? So you have to think about it. It's like our phone is basically our wallet, and we don't want everybody trying to look in our wallet, right?
Right.
No, they say you have more information about you on your phone than you do probably in your house. Like, your
Yes,
Most
banking
likely.
yes.
stuff and everything.
Well,
Right.
this is the
Banking. I got
beginning.
medical app, where I can
Records,
access
health,
all my medical records right there from my phone. Like I said, in the banking, you got just my savings account, my credit card account, uh,
business account.
the business account for Blind United, all that stuff is in there. So it's
It,
crazy. I
it,
mean,
hmm
and that's another reason I don't like using them other apps like Cash App and stuff like that because I don't, I'm not really don't have a whole lot of faith in them. Where I mean, I like Zelle because what? That's all interbank.
Yeah,
Cash
it's
App and all them
integrated.
is like a yeah. Cash App is more of a third party kind of thing. Like PayPal and whatnot.
Yes,
So
yes, and you're right. And then you have these other applications that you try to they need sign in with your bank, and they use this third party services to get into your bank, even though these third party services, they're in the public sector, and since they're in the public sector, I guess security is not the number one priority, but it should be the number one priority because we have social security numbers, address that contains zip code. You might even get a credit card number or whatever with the expiration date. Now you have like minimum information. Even if you even get a birth certificate, you have the minimum information to go get an ID. Think about that one. So
right.
this could be used for fraud. It leads down a path where it costs already billions and billions of dollars with this industry about fraud and taking information, you know. So it's good to be aware, keep your phone secure, you know what I mean? Don't have that five look, this is what I have it. 1 minute, my phone locks down, right? I don't have enough 5 minutes stay awake because somebody could snatch up your hand and boom, hit your settings and then start changing stuff. You know, it's always good to be aware because you know people are on the move. They are um, somehow, some way trying to scam people. I get scam calls all the time, messages, emails, everywhere. It's like an endless sea, and I think you have to be aware and actually brush up on different ways people try to scam or these foreign callers or whatever how they're ever doing it are doing it because you have to be aware, and I think even happens to our our young crowd, our elderly crowd. It happens to everybody. So somehow people fall into uh into uh um into a scam, into so it's good to be aware that you lock down your phone and be secure on what you do and things. Make sure you know what information you have in. Also, the iPhone has a good feature. You could go to settings, or you could go well, not settings. You could go into the password app. Once you're in your password app, if you use passwords that are saved in your keychain and they're in your password app, it will suggest to you, and then it would tell you which password has been compromised. And he already gave me a warning on one of my passwords that are compromised. But before that warning, it told me you have the same password for multiple websites. We suggest you change this one, and it will give you a list. And I know some of us work in the Apple ecosystem, and you changing your password to these numbers and letters and symbols and 20 characters could get daunting trying to log into your Windows machine and trying to go to one of these websites. But even when you use some type of password generator and saver that you trust, if you're doing multiple different systems. iCloud does work on Windows too. I was able to sync my passwords to my browser, Google Chrome, for my iCloud Safari browser from my Mac. So it is doable, but you have to be aware. You have to use the tools that are being provided for us to stay secure. Is this information is it data is oil. That's the new oil right there, data.
New oil, new gold, whatever you want to call it. They mining for it, trying to get as
Yes,
much of it as they can.
yes, and talking about how they were trying to break into the phone, Brit, and stuff like that. They were using a brute force system that is entering all these characters, but after a certain amount of time, they get locked out from their lightning plug. They won't be able to enter no more passwords. And then that's why the FBI wanted Apple, and the government took Apple to court. But it all kind of stopped because they actually came up with something, dollars, and then and the law enforcement are started. They've been had a few years, so now they probably a lot of them have it. You know, I don't know if Apple has updated and protected against that. I heard they have, but I'm not too sure. So, it's something to look into. But there is devices that you're able to connect and say that they could unlock an iPhone.
Well, it also makes you, think about. I mean, like I know people that literally don't necessarily carry a wallet. They take pictures of their ID and everything, and they got all that stuff in their phone. I mean, somebody get in your phone, they can get all of that.
Mm,
They can get your photos. Like I said, if you got pictures of your credit cards, pictures of, I mean, you got card numbers and all that stuff in your wallet, in your phone, all that. I mean, it seemed like all that stuff would be accessible if they have the opportunity to get in your phone. They'd have access to all that information.
yes, yes, yeah, especially to get into your phone. Yes, once they have the password, um, once they're able to bypass Face ID and just enter your password, they could go in and turn off Face ID too. They actually could put their face instead too, and a new password, and go into your account and share and change your password, and then they might not even know your password. They might like forgot password, and they're gonna send a two-factor identification, and it will hit your phone, and you will have to enter the password. And guess who has your phone? The person that has it in his in his hand, and they're able to change things. You just need somebody that knows what they're doing, and they can lock you out your whole iCloud account.
Well, it's, like a guy told me a long time ago, all these protective measures, all they really do is keep honest people honest. Criminals are going to do what they got to do to get around it.
Mm,
You know,
yeah,
I mean, of course, we didn't have all the technology we have now when he was originally told this to me, but
Locks are for honest people. That was the old school saying. Or locks are to keep honest people honest, or whatever
yeah,
that saying
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, it's the same thing. I
mm,
mean,
mm-hmm,
so again, people, those that's what their intention is, they're gonna just keep working on it until they find a workaround. So they
yeah.
can get in there. Whether
Some of
it's
the
learning how
mhm,
to pick locks or how to break into a safe, or whether it's breaking into your safe or breaking into your phone. If they want to get in there, they're going to keep working on it until they can get in there.
yeah, and it's not only phones. We have computers now. We have like Google Pay, and we even have Windows encryption that they have their little own little softwares in there to pay and all that. So all that's
But I
in your
thought Google
digital.
Pay, Android Pay, Apple Pay, all that is supposed to be more secure than using an actual credit card, isn't it? I mean, I
Uh,
don't know. I'm
Um,
ignorant.
depends on how they're okay. Let's say I do Google Pay, right? And then Google Pay in the system shoots out my card number and all everything, and then boom, it pays for it. From what I know and what I'm gathering from Apple Pay is Apple goes, connects to the device, Instead of shooting your credit card, I think it shoots your device MIE number, something like it shoots out one of those numbers, and Apple knows, okay, you're making a purchase. Boom, let it go through. And it's not shooting your credit card number. But I will have to do more research on that if that's how the process goes. But that's the whole point. I remember they're saying. Well, we might have to look in the details to see, because that's what they told us, and that's what they told us, but we don't know their detailed policy until we actually look at it.
Well, I think another
You know.
thing that's crazy is, and I've noticed a trend in the phones now, because this
Mm.
one and stuff like that, they no longer have a physical SIM. They got that eSIM, and I mean they're learning ways how they can go in there and swap out your SIM. And I guess with long as they got all the information in the phone, if they can change that SIM, now they got access to your whole phone.
Well, that's why they made virtual SIMs, because people were getting their SIM swapped, and then boom, put it on their phone, and then start whatever the fuck. Excuse my cousin. I'm sorry, guys. Today is I'm over here all over the place with my language. No, but yeah, you can swap it out, put it on another phone, and start doing your. Oh, send me my password. I forgot. Okay, we're sending a text message to this number. Boom, you just got the text message with the code. You know,
Well,
so
again,
that's
but
why.
but according to the article, they're now being able to swap out virtual SIMs, the eSIMs.
And how and which type of technique.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but they were talking about it in the article. I mean, again, there's just another thing that got to
It
worry
said
about.
virtual sim or just sim.
Well, they said no. They said the virtual SIM.
Oh, huh. I gotta look into that. That's why it was created for so people think it's
Well,
findable.
if and then if it's maybe what I'm saying before stands even true there. Okay,
Hmm.
the phones don't have a physical SIM anymore, so they did the virtual SIM to basically, shut them down as far as being able to switch the SIM in your phone.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
now they found a workaround to swap out your virtual SIM.
Man, that might be an internal type issue. Somebody that has access to phone, um, a phone company's system. You know why I say that? Because when I was activating my phone, I had to give them my number, my EME number, and this other number, and they would have to send something to me, and then boom, and activate it. But if you're able to be in the back of the system and you got a fresh new phone and you want to steal somebody's line, you'll be able to do it all within the system. You need to get their system, but another way I could see it doing is when you set up your phone and you're on their website, and you might have a spoof website that you think it might be Metro PCS, but it might be Metro dot ETRO, PCS or whatever the website might be. It might be a .co instead of a .com, and then you enter all your information. They could steal it, and then boom, get into your account in the regular website, and maybe steal your SIM that way. Sorry,
I'm
guys. I
not
need to
sure.
stop giving ideas. I need to stop giving ideas. Ah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just, like I said, it just came up in the article. I know.
Yes, I feel you.
I've been going back and forth with T-Mobile for the last few days. They gave me issues because we upgraded one of the phones, and they got the phone in their possession, and now they don't want to give me my promo credits because we forgot to turn off the Find My iPhone feature before we sent it in. It's crazy,
Mm,
but so what I had to do was basically go log into the Apple account, right, and then select the device and turn it off there. But it doesn't take effect until after the first of the year. It's
mm.
crazy, but anyway, it's just
That's crazy. We got some comments. Monica said good morning, and she said, "You guys, we only have a few days to turn in your money for the ugly sweater party. If you want to come kick it with Monica."
So,
Ugly sweater, $35.
well, I mean, and on that note, we can get into the promos, but you can leave that one off, Pedro. We'll just talk about it since they talking about everybody's already heard it, and the date and all that kind of stuff is passed now as far as a cutoff.
When
So
is the cutoff date to turn in your money? I forgot.
yesterday,
It wasn't yesterday? Oh
yeah,
no.
but we
Okay.
moved it up. We moved it up, so we've actually moved it up until Sunday. So we're giving people more time. Just trying to make sure we got everybody in there that wants to get in there.
Yeah, we don't want to leave nobody behind. So, come on, you
Yeah.
guys. It's $35. You get to kick it with Pedro and Ed and Monica. It's going to be fun. It's going to be
I'm
music.
through.
It's going to be food. It's going to be ugly sweaters. It's going to be sneakers. It's going to be
Ugly
fun.
sweaters.
You know, she excluded herself on that, Pedro. She didn't say you get to hang out with me. She just said you get to hang out with Monica, Pedro, and everybody else but Brittany.
Okay, Brittany can be controlling the mic and stuff, man. She got duty.
Yeah. I'll be there.
I'm gonna be on the floor. I'm gonna be saying hi to everybody.
You probably
I'm like,
won't
what's
get
up?
to hang out with me very much unless you come and specifically say hello, but most people do not. So
Okay, y'all heard it from her. Go ahead and say hello when y'all there.
That's right.
But yeah, but we all be on duty. I'll be on the floor, guys, trying to help out with however I can. So I'm most likely gonna see you guys, shake your hands, give you a hug, however it goes. You know what I mean? I'm always all over the place and stuff. You might see me on one side of the room, then another side of the room. You might catch me in the bar. You might catch me on the mic.
But yeah, come on out. We're gonna make sure we got plenty of volunteers to help out and make sure everybody, gets the service. We're gonna do everything we can to accommodate folks in every way we possibly can. So we're hoping to have people to run back and forth to the bar for you. All of that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than the volunteers being all over the place, we're going to assign volunteers to your table. So you got one person who's going to take care of you and your group at your table. Rather than waiting on somebody, they might be clustered up on the other side of the room. So you'll have somebody specifically for your table. So it's all good.
I want to know, what type of shoes are you guys wearing?
I've said it already. I'm wearing my Crocs. And no, I'm not decorating them.
You're not putting giblets in your Crocs? No Christmas giblets?
No, I'm gonna get an ugly sweater, and that's it.
Damn.
I'm good.
Get in the Christmas spirit, Ed.
Oh, you the one talking about you wasn't wearing none of that. You was gonna come.
I was gonna see if you was gonna call me out.
I'm calling you out. You the one talking about. Oh no, I'm wearing my loafers and my slacks and my button ups and.
That's how I'm going. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I know it's a fun festivity stuff, but
I think you and Monica should wear matching ugly sweaters because you guys are a couple. You got to do the couple goals, man. That's part of being a couple.
We do that another way instead of ugly sweater, but yeah. But
well, I mean, Monica's wearing an ugly sweater dress, as I remember. So Pedro can't wear that.
I gotta shave my legs. I'm just messing around, but yeah, guys, come out with us, have some fun, come have a drink before Christmas, before the
ugly sweater dress. Monica's getting sexy with it.
That's what she do. That's what she do. I ain't mad at her.
Browsing.
Keep it sexy.
But let me. We're gonna get to this break, and we'll be back.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, Custom Cane has it.
All right. If anybody wants to know what I want for Christmas, I want an all-terrain cane covered in eyeballs. Jimmy got them. Just so you know where to go get it. Anyway, I'm quiet in here. You guys lose? Did I lose everybody? No.
No, we're here.
Oh, okay.
I also would like an aircraft aluminum cane. It sounds fancy. It sounds light. It sounds sexy. I want one.
I want the titanium cane, just in case somebody trying to assault me on whooping some ass. You know, I've been hearing about I was hearing about a blind dude walking down the street and two guys pushed and grabbed his cane and threw it in the street. That was some crazy stuff out there. That is sad. I was like, whoa, crazy.
It's really, really sad. I mean, people are getting worse. I mean, you know, so I'm not surprised, but that's really sad. You know, you're taking advantage of, you know, disabled person that way. You know, you don't realize we need it. I mean, you know, what are we going to do? We'll hug the wall and follow the wall if we don't have our cane. You know, if somebody ain't around to help us out and find the cane wherever they threw it at. They might have threw it all the way across the street. Who knows? You know, but that's really jacked up. So anyway.
And then George commented, he said, good morning, Blind United family. And he also said that somebody that he was talking to yesterday said that they listened to Coffee Time and that we don't sound blind. And he wanted to know if anybody's ever heard anybody say anything like that.
Well, let me ask this question. Hold on. What does blind sound like?
I actually have an answer. There are some people who do sound blind to me. Like Stevie Wonder, he sounds blind to me. Like he's like rambly and kind of sing-songy soundy. And some blind people sound like that. I don't know if that made sense.
Oh, you say that they're animated with their movement or words, or how do you?
Yeah, like I don't know, like Stevie Wonder, when I hear him, I could tell, like I don't know, he sounds blind to me. Like he sounds stereotypically blind. Like I don't know, it's like speech cadence. I don't know how to explain it, but there are some people who do sound blind to me.
I've never detected that, so that's a new one on me.
Is it someone in our community also that we know? Not to put a name out
maybe.
there.
Maybe.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about. I'll talk to you later about it. But I was gonna make a joke and say, let's do a sound check. Let's see if we sound blind. Wow, George, I can't believe somebody told you that. But guys, look, we're all regular. Look, if we have a speech impairment, that's something different. If you say someone sounds blind, they might be slurring their word. They might have that type of impairment. They might have a speech impairment where they can't pronounce certain things, or they just can't form sentences. But sometimes in our community, we do have a spectrum of people with different other disabilities also.
Right.
Myself, I don't have no other disability but blindness. And
they say a lot of blind people are autistic, or like autism and blindness have a lot of similarities. I don't know how true that is or what studies have been done.
I mean,
bring that to us, Ed.
Like Brittany said, I mean, like you said, I mean, there's a wide spectrum of things going on in the community. I mean, I will say, there is a large percentage of the folks in the blind community that have, hashtag my other disability, whether it be a speech impediment or whether it's autism or bipolarness or, just
Mhm.
cognitive issues, there is, but most of us that I, notice we're just everyday people without sight. That's all.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I
And
don't.
and
Again, I never
our
heard what a blind person sounds like. So,
yeah.
but
Plus, our disability is not what defines us. It's the way we are. All right, that's something to keep in mind. If you're sighted, our disability does not define us. So we're just like any other person. Treat us like any other person. That's the way we would like to be treated, and I believe themselves would like to be treated, you know, normal. They wouldn't like to be treated, weird or
well, as I
No,
something.
we're
say,
just people. I don't want you to be my guide person. I want you to be my friend, you know? I want you to get to
well,
know me as a person.
right. Well, as I always say, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's the best first move, I believe. Treat people the way you want to be treated until they don't. So we're gonna move on from that. We got a couple things where we're talking about some changes here in California. And this first article about what's going on in Oakland. We'll start it off and then we'll finish it off with changes to the laws in California. So let's get into that.
Next up on Coffee Time, we're diving into the evolving crime dynamics in Oakland, California, and their impact on public safety perceptions. Oakland's crime trends, a complex landscape. Oakland's recent crime statistics reveal a mixed reality. Property crimes. In 2023, robberies surged by 37% and motor vehicle thefts increased by 45%. These crimes have directly eroded residents' sense of security, particularly in neighborhoods already grappling with economic challenges. Violent crimes, homicides, on the other hand, have seen a decline, with a notable decrease reported in 2024. Despite this improvement, the rise in property crimes dominates public discourse. How safe do residents feel? Despite the decline in homicides, many Oakland residents report feeling less safe overall. A growing concern, a 2022 survey found that 70% of residents felt less safe than 2 years prior. Shootings, thefts, and street crimes were commonly cited as reasons for heightened fear. Community voices. At public forums, residents shared personal stories of property thefts and unsafe streets. It feels like crime has no consequences anymore, lamented one attendee at a recent town hall. Factors shaping the crime landscape. Several elements contribute to Oakland's current challenges. Police pursuit policies. Restrictive policies limit police pursuits to suspects involved in gun-related crimes or forcible violent offenses. Critics argue that this creates a sense of impunity for criminals. As council member Kevin Jenkins stated, criminals are smart. They know there's a no-pursuit policy for certain crimes. Staffing shortages. The Oakland Police Department continues to struggle with resource constraints, leading to slower response times and a diminished presence in high-crime areas. What's being done to address crime? Local and state leaders have taken steps to restore public trust and safety. Policy revisions. In response to growing concerns, Governor Gavin Newsom called on Oakland to revise its police pursuit policies, advocating for more proactive measures to prevent suspects from escaping justice. Community engagement. City officials have increased outreach efforts, hosting town halls to hear directly from residents and discuss safety strategies. A way forward for Oakland. Oakland's crime trends highlight a pressing need for balance. Effective policing, combined with community involvement, can help address the rise in property crimes while fostering trust between law enforcement and residents. Rebuilding a sense of safety in Oakland will require addressing resource constraints and revisiting policies to ensure accountability for criminal behavior. Now, Back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
One thing gets me there. I mean, on one hand, I kind of understand the pursuit thing, because a lot of these pursuits don't end good. They really, they look at what happened in what was it out there in Orange County yesterday? It was a 4-car because of a pursuit. It was a 4-car collision, and somebody lost their life in that. So on one hand, I kind of get it, but there's got to be another way to be able to follow, who you're pursuing. I mean, drones are not the answer. Why? Because current drones the ones we know about anyway, they don't go that fast, right? I mean, they only go like maybe 45, 50 miles an hour tops. And some of these pursuits, they get well over 100 miles an hour. So, but also then when we're talking about staffing, sound like that's an Oakland City budgeting issue. I mean, you need to make your community safety a priority when it comes to your budget. You need to make sure you got enough officers to handle, what's going on in your city.
Wasn't Oakland the one that bought a police dog, a robot police dog?
I was San Francisco.
Oh, it was San Francisco. Okay,
Yeah, San Francisco.
Well,
They also tried to employ what was it, like a RoboCop?
yeah, a bomb detector.
No, an actual cop, an actual physical cop. There was a robot cop. There was, but they restricted it from being able to use a deadly force. Okay, so I mean, there's some crazy stuff going on, man. So. But yeah, no, I mean, a lot of this stuff, it seems like it's not that hard to fix, right? But, so just to continue the conversation, let's go ahead and show what California has done since the last election.
Next up on Coffee Time, California's new laws and their impact on crime and public safety. Today, we're diving into the recent legislative changes in California that reflect a shift towards stricter measures for addressing criminal activity. These updates include tougher penalties for repeat offenders, enhanced protections for minors, and safety-focused traffic laws. Key updates. New laws in California. Proposition 36, stricter penalties for drug and theft crimes. Approved by voters in November 2024, Proposition 36 introduces more severe consequences for certain offenses. Repeat offenders face felony charges. Individuals with multiple shoplifting convictions involving items valued at $950 or less can now be charged with felonies, carrying sentences of up to 3 years. Group crime sentencing. Theft or property damage crimes committed by groups of 3 or more may lead to enhanced felony sentences. Mandatory drug treatment. Certain drug possession cases, especially those involving methamphetamines or fentanyl, are classified as treatment-mandated felonies. Failure to complete treatment programs could result in up to 3 years in prison. Murder charges for fatal drug distribution. Courts must now warn offenders that distributing drugs resulting in death could lead to murder charges, aiming to deter the spread of dangerous substances. Legislative action against retail theft. Governor Gavin Newsom signed a series of bills in August 2024 aimed at combating rising property crimes. Aggregation of stolen goods. Prosecutors can now combine the value of stolen items across multiple thefts to meet the felony grand theft threshold. Targeting organized retail crime. New laws establish categories for organized retail theft, equipping law enforcement with better tools to address smash-and-grab robberies and similar crimes. Protecting minors. Tougher penalties for exploitation. Solicitation penalty increases. Soliciting minors under 16 now carries felony charges. Repeat offenders soliciting individuals aged 16 or older may also face felony consequences, underscoring the state's dedication to protecting vulnerable populations. Improving pedestrian safety, daylighting to save lives. Assembly Bill 413, effective January 1, 2025, This law prohibits parking within 20 feet of crosswalks to improve visibility for pedestrians. Transition period. A grace period until March 1st, 2025, allows only warnings for violations, after which a $64 fine will be imposed. Officials are working to mark affected areas for clear enforcement. What does this mean for Californians? These new laws mark a notable shift in California's approach to criminal justice and public safety. Proponents' perspective, supporters argue these measures will enhance public safety, deter criminal activity, and address specific challenges like organized retail theft and drug-related deaths. Critics' concerns. Opponents worry about the potential for increased incarceration rates and the reversal of reforms aimed at reducing reliance on the prison system. Conclusion. California's legislative changes highlight the complexities of balancing public safety with fair and effective criminal justice policies. As the state implements these measures, the debate over their long-term implications continues. What's your take on these new laws? Are they a step in the right direction, or could they lead to unintended consequences? Join the conversation and share your insights. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I'm just going to say I ain't mad at none of the changes. I'm really not. Of course, we need a protection for our kids. Again, you got folks out there that are career criminals. And I'm sorry, but don't do the crime if you can't do the time. So, again, I'm not mad at any of it. I really not. So, anybody else?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then it's the theft. I know retail theft was a major thing happening. We all seen the stories about people running out with racks and stuff like that. Lego sets being stolen. All kinds of different products that are worth money. But um, and I'm not saying it's okay to do. I'm just saying, man, you got Lego sets that cost up $1,000, $500 a set. You
Right.
know, and I know people collect them, but sometimes you're like, oh, how these toys get to be this high, and you want a child to get these toys, and it doesn't make sense. But I'm glad that that now people are getting convicted under crimes that cause damage or theft under $999, because before you could commit a crime, and let's say you did some damage, $400 or $100. You go do more damage, it could be $100, $400. You could do different crimes, but as long as they don't add up to what, 999, you won't go to jail.
Yeah, bottom line, it was a misdemeanor before then, but now they can charge you as a felony. And then for those people that are on a crime spree per se, you know what I'm saying? Now they can group all of that together instead of taking them as individual incidents. Now they can put them all together, and you can be charged for grand theft. With the accumulation of the value, you know what I'm saying? So, again, I'm sorry, if you can't do the crime, don't do the time. Or you can't do the time, don't do the crime. It's just that simple. People are working hard. Not only that, look at what you're doing to society. How many of us have walked into, in Walmart or other sort of a store or whatever, and come on, I got to get somebody to come open up the case so I can get razor blades, or whatever, different items and stuff like that, right?
I've seen even boxers in boxes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got them locked up where, you can't even shop no more. We're going to get to a point to where they're just going to walk around and there's going to be a bunch of tags hanging like Toys R Us used to do back in the day, right? They had the games and stuff like that. So, for instance, you can grab a tag, right? And then when you get up front, you pay, and then you take the tag over to the other counter, and then they pull all the games, whatever games you have, out of the back and give them to you. They don't leave them on the aisles and stuff no more. I mean, is that where we're going? I mean, where everything in the store, you got to just grab a tag for everything you want to purchase? I mean, but they got to do what they got to do for theft prevention. I mean, I understand that part, but look at what you're doing to society. You're making it so hard on everybody else to just go in. I mean, what we're going to do? End up where we walk in the door and we got a personal shopper that takes it around. Somebody's got a key to open up this case and that case or whatever, just so we can do our shopping. It doesn't
Yeah,
make
yeah.
any
Well, you have the loss prevention folks in these stores, and they're not allowed to like step in the way and try to get the merchandise back. I believe in some of these stores, they're like, let them go, let them go. We just call the cops.
I mean, that's
But
what
you
they
gotta have
say,
protocol.
Pedro. That's what they say. But I have physically, when I had sight anyway, I have seen them physically tackle people to the ground the minute they
It
step
doesn't
out the
happen no
door.
more.
The minute they step out the door, they got them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I know somebody in a manager position, and they tell their workers it's not worth it to do that because they could have a gun. So they let them walk. They don't even lock the door. It's it's some of the funny part. It's what they're saying. And I was telling this person, why I just don't have a switch that locks the door, And they're like, no, they just don't have that. We don't tell our loss prevention to follow them outside the store because
Well,
it could be assault, something could happen, you know.
and again, I think it's more of a, depending on the store, what their policy is or whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
look,
Mhm.
it's more of a case by case thing. I mean, if you see a juvenile or whatever, shoplifting or whatever, you might be more apt to confront them than, somebody looking like, I'm not, I'm just profiling, but somebody looks like a gangbanger or something. You know what I'm saying? It might be the
Mhm.
difference, so. But it
Yeah,
all
and,
needs,
and
the reason I'm bringing this up is because these people got to recoup their money from this loss prevention as well. And the best way for them to do that is what? Raise the prices. They raise the prices
yeah,
on us. Now we're paying for the stuff that other people are stealing.
yeah, but they also have insurances and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that it makes it right, to still do commit these crimes. Because yes, you're robbing from a store. You're taking from somebody's paycheck. The store is gonna have to pay their workers.
But
You
let's
know.
go here, Pedro. Even with the insurance, I get what you're saying, right? But if you keep filing claims, guess what? Your policy's going up. So if you have a store in a high crime area, you're going to pay a lot more in insurance than somebody in Beverly Hills or something. You
Yeah,
see
I
what I'm
see your
saying?
point.
So I mean, what are you going to do? Run the insurance up so high that mom and pop can't afford to have that kind of insurance anymore? You know,
But we're talking about not mom and pops. We're talking about Walmart. We're talking about Nordstrom Rack, Target. Those are why things are happening because of these stores are say we might be pulling out. That's what I'm thinking. Because yes, there is where they stole the Lego set out in Whittier. It was a mom and pops collector type thing, and they took a lot. They took a lot, and that was a mom and pops, and it was bad, and stuff.
I mean, I get what you're saying on the Lego. I mean, I seen an article a little while back where this lady got busted and she was going from Target to Target stealing Lego. The whole back seat of her car was filled up with Legos. You know what I'm saying? And when the cops stopped her, well, what are you doing with all those Legos? She's, oh, I'm a collector. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a collector.
Yeah, that's what she tried to get away with. But I mean, they took her back to the store, and of course, the protection people there, they identified her as the lady that left with the stuff, which they already knew because it was still those same people. loss prevention that got her license number and reported it to the car to the police. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I wanted to think, guys, do you think it's an issue with the theft because of uh the there's more people that are broke and homeless, or people are struggling that hard with the money that they're they're losing and still working and not catching up to our inflation or our increases of rent or increases of prices of goods? What do you think may be the issue? Because
well, I
they're
mean,
stealing it
again,
to get money. They're stealing it to get money.
well, I mean, right, and again, some people that's just their way of life. They live a life of crime. But like I seen an article just this morning about back in New York, right? The rents are so high back there, right? That people can't afford to buy food. So what are they doing? They're going out and stealing food. Okay, the
Yes,
food
and
banks ain't got
diapers.
everything. I mean, because why? The rents are so high. I think they're trying to regenify New York and run all the poor people out of the state of New York, at least the city, right? Manhattan and all that, right? And turn it into a haven for rich folks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I come on, it doesn't make no sense, man. $2,500 a month for a studio apartment in New York, a studio, 2,500 a month. It's crazy, you know. And the food banks are saying that 90% of the people that are coming getting food got full time jobs.
That's what I'm saying. I believe that the increased prices and they're choking people to that end up committing these crimes. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying there's an issue. Yes, there is criminals that are career criminals, but putting that aside, the crimes that are happening now is diapers, stealing meat and food. That sounds like more of people that are stealing to trying to survive.
Right, right. Exactly what it is. So,
So
uh,
I'm just saying that there is a broader view of this issue that we need to, as the public, raise awareness to our politicians. Because things are getting priced out, and people are getting priced out of access to these goods
right.
that
Wow.
families are going to steal. That they're going
Uh,
to do retail theft just to get money or to get some groceries, and we shouldn't have that in a first world country like the United States. We're what? We're America, right? We're the best and the best, right? And
so-called
why
the
we're having these
richest,
issues
so-called the richest planet on the richest country on the planet. All this
and
stuff.
the
So
most powerful, yeah.
yeah,
And but we
all of that.
can't we can't have healthcare. Um, we don't have that. You know what I mean? So there's different things that we do not have, and it's just we need to be aware about the societal issues that are happening and plaguing our country. I know for these billionaire clap for them, they're better set off. They're good. They're not struggling about like the untouched billionaires like, oh, groceries is a word nobody has used it. I made it popular. Come on, bro, you're out of touch. You're out of touch if that's
You're
the
way
way. If
out
you
of
don't know
touch
the price of.
because
Mhm,
people in his class don't go to the market. All they do is tell their wait staff, bring me some milk, bring me some bacon and eggs, bring me this, bring me
mhm,
that. They don't have to go to the store and deal with them prices. And even if they had to go to the store and deal with them prices, their bank account is so fat that it don't bother them, right? Where we're working,
yes,
on a very, very slim margin down,
yeah,
at the most of some folks in society anyway. So anyway,
yeah.
before we get out of here, Britt, we got any more comments, sweetheart? I guess I lost her again.
Let me double.
uh, we're
Let me
gonna
go
check it
down
out
there real
one more
quick.
time. I'm already sitting on the button, so I just want to make sure we catch everybody. And for those that have already commented, Monica, and those that may comment later on, again, we appreciate everybody. Please like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, share, all that good stuff. Please, please. What you got, Pedro?
Yeah, share it with a blind person, guys. That that wants to hear some information that could be good for them too. You know what I mean? We do all types of things. Monica says Pedro does not want to wear a ugly sweater. Okay.
So
It
what?
says
You too
Pedro
good to
don't
wear
want to
ugly
wear
stuff?
matching sweaters. Is what she said.
Matching sweaters. Okay.
Yeah, matching sweaters.
I hear you. Well, I'm
And
gonna stay out of
Tisha,
that.
and Tisha said, and she said, "Good morning, Governor Goosum is my boyfriend." LL. You're funny, Tisha.
She certainly is. Good morning, Tisha. We
And
appreciate you,
that's all
baby.
right there. That's
All
all.
right.
Thank you for the
Well,
comments. Even for the listeners that are gonna listen later, thank you for joining us. And this been Coffee Time with United. Thank you for coming in, supporting us. We're glad to have you.
and
And
don't forget to get at like I said, Blind United info at blindunited.org. If you need any more information about getting into the ugly sweater party, all that good stuff. I would more than welcome to have you. Like to have you. So all that good stuff. But anyway, we will talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.